In the small town of St. Michel, nestled between rolling hills and centuries-old chapels, an extraordinary discovery has shaken the quiet parish. While inspecting the cellar beneath his church, a local priest stumbled upon an intricately carved disc, heavy with age and symbols unlike anything he'd ever seen. The object, dusty yet gleaming with golden accents, seemed almost deliberately hidden in a corner, awaiting rediscovery after centuries of silence. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you have not, and hit that notification bell so that you will not miss any new stories. The priest, Father Andre, initially thought the disc was a forgotten ornament or relic misplaced over the years. The cellar, long used for storage of wine and church supplies, was cluttered with crates and broken pews. But when he brushed away the dirt and lifted the object, its weight and craftsmanship told another story. This was no decorative trinket. It was a carefully designed artifact carrying messages etched into its surface. With no immediate explanation, Father Andre brought the disc upstairs. Its sheer size, nearly 3 feet across, made it unwieldy, but he was determined. Within hours, word of the discovery had spread among the nuns of the parish. Sister Marianne, the eldest and most knowledgeable, recalled vague stories passed down through generations. Whispers of a hidden relic said to be locked beneath the church to protect it from invaders centuries ago. The nuns' recollection gave the artifact immediate significance. Local legends often mixed fact with folklore, but such stories frequently carried kernels of truth. To the sisters, the disc might represent a long-lost relic tied to the church's origins. Father Andre, though skeptical, admitted that the craftsmanship seemed far older than anything stored in their archives. The object's designs, radiating lines, concentric circles, and strange symbols were unlike traditional Christian imagery. Soon, the parish contacted a local historian, Professor Lucien Delacroix, who arrived with cautious curiosity. At first glance, Delacroix was visibly startled. He identified the disc as resembling solar symbols found in ancient European cultures, predating Christianity itself. The craftsmanship, he said, suggested it might have been forged during the late Roman or early medieval period when pagan and Christian traditions often overlapped. Such an artifact in a church cellar raised many questions. Delacroix noted the symbols around the disc's edge bore a resemblance to runic inscriptions, though not identical. He suggested they might represent a transitional script bridging older languages with early medieval Latin. If authentic, the disc could serve as rare evidence of cultural blending in early Europe. What fascinated him most was how the artifact ended up in the cellar of a rural church, hidden away rather than displayed. For Father Andre, the discovery became both a blessing and a burden. On one hand, it brought attention and excitement to a small parish, long accustomed to quiet routine. On the other, it raised questions of ownership, responsibility, and preservation. Should the disc remain with the church as part of its hidden history, or should it be studied in a museum where experts could properly analyze its meaning and origin? The townspeople, once informed, flocked to the church to see the disc. Though the priest initially resisted, he eventually allowed limited viewings. Visitors marveled at the object's detail, the golden patterns catching light even in dim settings. Some described a sense of awe standing before it, as though its presence radiated something beyond craftsmanship, touching on the spiritual. Whether relic or artifact, the disc inspired reverence and curiosity in equal measure. Sister Marianne reminded those who visited that faith, and history often walked hand in hand. She speculated the disc may have been deliberately integrated into the church's foundation, preserved as a bridge between old beliefs and the new. Our ancestors understood continuity. She explained, perhaps this object symbolized light, renewal, or protection carried forward even as Christianity spread across Europe. Her words gave the discovery a human dimension, tying belief to survival. Delacroix, meanwhile, pushed for deeper examination. He arranged for specialists in metallurgy and linguistics to study the artifact. Early tests suggested the disc was made of bronze with traces of gold leaf still intact. The material pointed to advanced craftsmanship for its time, requiring both technical skill and access to rare resources. The discovery, he argued, could reshape understanding of cultural exchange in the region during Europe's formative centuries. Rumors began swirling as the story spread beyond the town. Some speculated the disc might be connected to lost treasures of the Knights Templar or to secretive sects who blended Christian and pagan symbols. Though such claims stretched credibility, they added to the intrigue, drawing journalists and amateur treasure hunters to St. Michel. For the priest, managing this attention was exhausting, yet he recognized the importance of sharing the story responsibly. Archaeologists contacted by Delacroix expressed interest, but cautioned against hasty conclusions. Artifacts like this are often misinterpreted when viewed through modern myths, said Dr. Elise Morrow, a specialist in medieval history. The key is careful study, examining inscriptions, metallurgy, and context. Without excavation records, it is difficult to know how the disc arrived in the cellar, but its preservation offers an unprecedented opportunity. Her remarks emphasized both excitement and academic restraint. Despite warnings, the disc's visual impact proved irresistible. Newspapers published photographs of Father Andre holding the relic, his solemn expression captured alongside the shining artifact. The image went viral, spreading across cultural and historical forums worldwide. Suddenly, the quiet parish found itself on the map, with visitors calling daily to ask if they could see the disc in person. What had been hidden for centuries was now impossible to ignore. Amid the attention, debates grew louder. Some parishioners believed the disc was a divine sign, evidence of God's hand guiding their community across generations. Others insisted it should be placed in state archives or museums for proper preservation. Father Andre, torn between faith and duty, sought guidance from church authorities. Their response was cautious, recognized its importance, but avoid sensationalism. The artifact, they said, must serve knowledge, not spectacle. Meanwhile, analysis of the inscriptions continued. Linguists reported partial matches with early Christian phrases, suggesting the disc may have been reinterpreted as a Christian symbol after its creation. If so, it represented a fascinating example of religious adaptation, where pre-Christian artifacts were repurposed to align with the new faith. The disc, once possibly pagan, might have been sanctified, explaining why it was preserved beneath a church rather than destroyed. For the nuns, these findings echoed their oral traditions. Sister Marianne recalled hearing stories of sacred objects carried through wars hidden beneath churches for safekeeping. The disc, she believed, was one of those objects passed down, reinterpreted, and protected until rediscovery. History does not disappear, she remarked. It waits quietly beneath our feet until we are ready to listen. Her words resonated deeply with visitors who sought meaning in the find. Experts now plan to conduct three-dimensional scans of the disc, preserving its detail digitally for study and replication. Such technology will allow researchers worldwide to examine its markings without risking damage to the original. The scans may also help decode inscriptions more accurately, shedding light on their cultural and linguistic significance. Each step brings the disc closer to being understood, though mysteries remain about its true origin and purpose. In the meantime, St. Michel has embraced its newfound role as a guardian of history. Local businesses have seen an uptick in visitors, and the church, once half empty on Sundays, now fills with those curious to see the artifact. Father Andre remains humble, reminding all that the disc is not his to claim, but a gift entrusted to the community, a chance to connect with centuries past. For historians, the discovery underscores how much of the past still lies hidden, waiting for chance or persistence to bring it back into the light. Every find like this, said Delacroix, challenges our assumptions. History is never static. It shifts with each piece we uncover. Whether the disc proves to be a religious relic, a pagan artifact, or something in between, its presence has already changed the way people see their own heritage. As the disc rests under careful guard, the story of its discovery continues to spread. A reminder that extraordinary things often lie just beneath ordinary lives. For Father Andre, it is both miracle and responsibility. A reminder that faith and history are intertwined, shaping the present as much as the past. In the cellar of one quiet church, an object once forgotten has become a beacon for the